Peace and Black Power, family. This is your brother Shakem Amenhotep Akhet, right back at you once again. Today we want to speak about a topic. That topic is referred to as the talented 10th. And when we talk about the talented 10th, the first thing that comes to mind is W.E.B. Du Bois. This was an essay that was written in September of 1903 and published for all men and women living in that time period to see. There was a problem at that time that W.E.B. Du Bois sought to explain. And in the spirit of Frederick Douglass quoted, he said, "I prayed for 20 years, but received no answer until I prayed with my legs." He had a vision, and that vision is always carried out by individuals who are at the top of their game, who are frustrated. They are upset at a system of tyranny. They are upset at a system that's been weighing on them for years, so they decide to stand up and make a change in their society. And W.E.B. Du Bois said in his essay, he said the Negro race, like all races, is going to be saved by its exceptional men. The problem of education then among so-called Negroes must first of all deal with the talented 10th. It is the problem of developing the best of this race, that they may guide the masses away from the contamination and death of the worst. This talented 10th, this group of men and women, had to possess the mind frame of being able to train men and women. He further went on and said that the training of men is difficult and an intricate task. Its technique is a matter of educational experts, but its object is one for the vision of seers. He said if we make money the object of man training, then we shall only develop money makers, but not necessarily men. And then he came on to say, if we make technical skill the object of education, then we may possess artisans, but not in nature men. And as we see it today, we say that blacks have excelled in the field of economy. We say that blacks have excelled in the field of technology. We say that blacks have excelled in the realm of corporate America. We always talk about how blacks have excelled and achieved since we got out of slavery. But yet, when we look at our position in relation to the white society, the Asian society, and the Chinese society, we see that we are still in relationship last, even though we turn around and say that we have seen significant gains in our society. So why is it that we still remain?
It is an amazing thing to watch. The USA has gone from being the land of the free and the home of the brave to a country dominated by white supremacy. The truth is, there's no organized effort to harm black people by white people. That doesn't exist here. The real racism is looking away from what is really harming black Americans, the root cause of poverty. And as Talking Points has reported over and over and over again, that is the dissolution of the African-American traditional family, chaos on the streets in poor neighborhoods, and an educational system that does not demand the same standards of achievement that are demanded in the white neighborhoods. In many schools, if black students misbehave or fail, nothing is done. Authorities either look the other way or socially promote them to get them the hell out of the school. That's racism. All American students should be treated the same way. And the excuse that slavery, Jim Crow, and other historical injustices should now define how black citizens are treated is insane. Barack Obama, a poor boy of mixed race, rose up with little parental help and became the president. Did these anti-American folks who are exploiting Charleston miss that? Just today, Governor Bobby Jindal of Louisiana, a man of Indian descent, announced he's running for president. Dr. Ben Carson, who overcame poverty to become a brilliant surgeon, is also running for president. And the far-left smear merchants have the nerve, the gall to say America is a white supremacist nation and the press does nothing about it? Fox News is attacked when we report the truth? Well, you want a war, you got a war. I'm not going to sit here any longer and take this garbage. People who lie, run the country down, who are racist themselves, are going to be called out right here on The Factor. In the next segment with Bernie Goldberg, we'll play you an outrageous statement made by a person who works for NBC News. Summing up, critical mass has been reached. In the real world, America remains the country that provides the most opportunity to the most people. That's why millions of folks are trying to get in here, many of them people of color. American taxpayers fund trillions of dollars worth of entitlements for poor people. Our hard-earned dollars are given to folks who need help, and we're glad to do it. American businesses actively seek good, competent minority employees. The American Congress has passed law after law after law to ensure that all Americans have equal opportunity to pursue happiness. As I said last night, every country has racist elements within it. You're always going to have that. You're always going to have terrible incidents like Ferguson and Baltimore and Charleston. But every stat and every poll say the same thing. There is not an epidemic of racism in the United States of America. That is the truth, and the liars who distort the record are now on notice. You will be held to account. And that's the memo.
So just say you have a child who's raised in poverty. That child doesn't know where his next meal is going to come from. That child every day comes home and sees their mother or father struggling. That child comes home and has to ask, "Mommy, where's Daddy?" To see his dad behind bars having to go visit his dad or his mom in prison. That child is going through a state of neglect versus a rich white child who doesn't have to worry about the ills of society versus a white child who doesn't have to worry about their family starving versus a white child who doesn't have to worry about the mother being raped or the father being shot. A white child who does not have to worry about the social ills and the social injustices that are rested upon their people. That child has an advantage because he goes to school with a full stomach and he goes to school with adequate nutrition so that their mind can think. Martin Luther King Jr. said that the ultimate measure of man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but the real measure of man is where he stands at during times of challenges and controversy. So right now, we have to ask ourselves, where do we stand? I always say leaders are born during times of turmoil. A true leader develops his or her character in times where they're tested. A true leader determines their level of growth when they are faced with a problem that is real hard for them to resolve. A real leader stands during the midst of controversy and makes tough decisions. Real leaders, they take their time to analyze what the people need and they give that people a birth of a vision, and that vision is something that's planted in those people so they know where they can go. And a leader, by any means necessary, is able to give the people what they need to progress in this society. And I leave you with this. Huey Newton stated that. He said, "There's no reason for the establishment to fear me, but it has every right to fear the people collectively, for I am one with my people." Peace and Black Power, family. Brother Shakem Amenhotep Akhet. Black Power. I'm out.